This is our good friend Steve Rannazzisi from the league.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm well. You?
Good. Thank you for coming down.
Rich isn't here, so.
Which is why you're here.
I just found out, so I'm really excited to be here.
That's why they asked me not to go into the green room.
You know,
I thought you may leave.
Rich was on the show, the league too, and I thought we had some sort of chemistry, and then invites me on the show, and he's not here.
Is it a bait and switch? Is that what you're saying?
No, not necessarily. I'm happy to see. I see you every Sunday, so I'm excited to meet you in person.
Likewise.
Yeah, I really am. It's
Likewise.
Nice to see. You're very. I mean, the job you do on Sunday, I could never do that.
You're very kind.
I would just sit and watch one game, and that would be it.
Well, see, I often sit and watch the Browns game.
Do you do? Okay.
I'm a Browns fan.
Good.
And we're like, can I admit? I just did.
You have to.
I just did admit that.
Yeah. Be a proud Browns fan. Be a very proud. You have to, because, you know, really beyond that, what do you have?
It takes character to root for a bad team, and I've long said this.
Yeah.
Anyone can root for a winner.
Sure, I
like
root for the
Brockman can be a
Yankees.
Patriot fan.
Sure.
I mean, like, that's really hard on you, right? Oh, wow, whoa. I mean, but to root for a bad team, that builds character.
Yeah, like I coached my son's Little League team, and we were so bad this year, nobody came to our games. Like, not a parent. No,
not even the kids' parents.
The first game we had like 7 parents, 8 parents come down. By week 3, no one. Parents would drop the kids off in the parking lot, and then they would just wander towards where the field was.
Sounds like Knicks games, and I know you're a Knicks fan.
Oh, let me tell you something right now. This is a disaster. What we have in our hands is a disaster. If the Knicks are as bad as my son's 6-year-old Little League team. If they played each other and there was a way to compete, it would be a draw of futility. Nobody would win. You know who would lose? The viewers. All of us would be the losers.
Steve, you know, speaking of bad, you mentioned Rich Eisen on the show. That was like a combine show. And you looked really bad in spandex on that show.
I look like the stuff that falls out of the toothpaste container that you try to just close the lid and put back on. You're like, I'll just twist this up. When I saw that outfit, and let me tell you something, this is coming off me losing like 15 pounds. If they shot that episode 4 months before that, you would have thought John Goodman was on the show. That they had. Like, oh my God, John Goodman is really funny on the league. I didn't know that he was on that show.
and the show, that scene right there, when you were going through the gauntlet and they were hitting you in faces with balls and everything, you had a couple of lines in there, and I was like, there is no possible way someone is writing this. How is this show put together?
I mean, we work off of a very detailed outline. Our creators, Jeff and Jackie, come up with these brilliant ideas for episodes and piece them together. And then we, within the scene, there's really no, well, don't say that or don't go here. Anything you kind of feel that's right or correct or funny, you have free reign to do it. So that's where those things, those sort of, little small things, that's where we come up with
like
them.
pocket dogs.
Yeah, pocket dogs. That's Jason Mantzoukas, who, as Rafi, I mean, that character, there's absolutely no boundaries or parameters at all. So
explain the pocket dog for the people at home.
Jason Mantzoukas, who plays Rafi, is a brilliant improviser, and it's just like he'll take a hot dog and put it in his pocket for the scene, not tell anybody, and then halfway during the scene, just pull it out, and he'd be like, Rafi, where'd you get that hot dog? What are you talking about? You guys don't have pocket dogs all the time? You're like, what? I mean, and the confusion comes from, like, as an actor to another actor, like, what made you put a hot dog in your pocket and then feel it was fine to pull it out in the middle of a scene that has nothing to do with hot dogs, food whatsoever, but in the context of our show and his character, it makes perfect sense. Pocket dogs.
Steve Rannazzisi, as they get ready for the 7th and final season.
Yeah.
That sounds odd to say. 7th and final, September 9th on FXX.
Yes.
Final?
Yeah. Final, yeah.
I mean, will there be a movie?
I don't know,
No?
maybe. I mean, look, I don't know how the show ends. We haven't filmed the ending, or I haven't read it yet, but I don't think it's going to be like a Mary Tyler Moore thing where we'll hug each other and, go off into the sunset
Is it
together.
Game of Thrones? Does anyone lose a head?
Oh, probably. I mean, last year we blew up a house, and I thought, I'm like, well, that could be the end of it. If they blow us all up, that's it. It's over. And you move on. You'll find another show. You like other things, right? Everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, people move on.
That's it.
You'll find something else.
How often do people ask you for fantasy advice?
Every day.
every day. And what do you tell them?
Nothing.
Do you tell them that it's luck?
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
I try to explain that to them. In the beginning, I tried to explain that to them. Like, people would go, hey, man, who should I play in the flex this week, so-and-so or so. I'm like, I don't really know. Especially because I play someone on TV who also doesn't really know.
So why ask you, huh?
I ask go to my wife for advice on the show.
Right.
So, again, why are you asking me about something that obviously I've proven that I don't know, in real life and in fake life? So, to me, it's like... I give them my answer, and I just say, please don't murder my family when I'm incorrect. I don't, the ball is shaped strangely. It's going to bounce weird,
But you get this, too, don't you, Eric? People think...
Yes, I do.
Do you even play fantasy?
I do not play fantasy. Well, I play because they make us on certain shows. We have the leagues, and I did. And I will say this: I made it to the championship one year, and I auto-drafted, and I did not change my lineup the entire season. I didn't touch it, and I made it to the championship.
Which is like your wife winning.
Yes, and then I.
Who are these people that you play with?
You know what?
I'm getting savaged
I made it to the and then 1 year I had a GM and I decided I was going to get in on it and I make this trade. It was the year I traded Adrian Peterson in his 2,000-yard season.
That was good.
I know nothing about fantasy football. So and of course I didn't win that year.
I try really hard, and we're probably on the same level. It's so frustrating to me. I try really, really hard.
People think that we win. People in this business, right? That people that cover football or that played football or that have a show about fantasy football.
That we know it.
That we know everything and that we just destroy people in our league. No, not at all.
I mean, I guess. I look at.
I have one.
I'm so high. But I'm influenced very easily. Like, I watch Hard Knocks, and I'll draft every Houston Texan I can get. I'm like, look at this guy. I'm watching him play for an hour a week.
Yeah, you have J.J. Watt at tight
catches.
end.
Yeah, trust me. I'm taking J.J. Watt in the 5th round this year because the guy had 5 touchdowns last year, more than half the running backs in the NFL. So if you can draft a defensive player as an offensive player, I'm doing it.
The Hard Knocks fantasy uplift is a real thing. Like the Bengals
Together,
a few years ago, you're like, Gio Bernard looks amazing.
How do you not draft that guy? How do I not go DeAndre Hopkins as my number 1 wide receiver? The guy's getting tailor-made suits. I'm watching him step his suit game up. That's confidence of a number 1 receiver right there.
You're right.
To me, that goes, okay, he's ready to play.
You got a point, Steve.
I'm higher on DeAndre Hopkins.
All right.
You look good, you feel good, you play good.
You can stick around. We teased, by the way, about 10 minutes ago and did not yet deliver on said tease about the Little League softball, the girls' softball team that tanked and was forced to play another game. Brockman, do we have the result of that other game?
Yeah, so they played this morning. The West Regional champion was from Snohomish, Washington. They tanked.
Do you have a lisp or is there actually an SH at the end?
There's an SH at the end. Snohomish, Washington.
Got it.
So they played Central Iowa Little League today. That's the team they did not want to face.
Right.
And they lost.
So the team that
from
tanked...
Iowa won. The team that tanked lost.
Which proves my point, guys.
That's why they tanked.
That's why they tanked.
That coach knew what he was doing.
That coach knew what he was doing.
Didn't
it was
want to
strategy.
play the team from Iowa. Iowa beat them.
Good.
No momentum.
Good.
How do you go into a championship game on a loss?
Well,
After
that wasn't
getting no hit.
That wasn't the championship game.
It was to the semifinal.
That was the
semifinal
That was the
game.
semi.
Yeah.
It was a punishment, basically.
Yeah.
They said, you tanked. We're now going to make you play the team that you tried to prevent from advancing.
And these are 12, 13-year-olds?
10 to 12-year-old girls.
I mean, the fact that you can even, there's a tank and a good version of softball and baseball to me is baffling. It's unimaginable to me.
And you're a Little League coach.
Well, I mean, I coached my 6-year-olds Little League. It was, we went 3-15 this year.
But those weren't tanks.
No, those were guys, come, please. This is embarrassing now. We got it, come on. We can do, everyone just try to focus on the small thing that you can do. And I send them out. I mean, it's not Newt Rockney, but I'm in the weeds here.
Little Timmy's eating grass in right field.
I got 17 kids on the team.
Oh, 17?
Because there's not a lot of there wasn't a lot of teams, so more people sign up, and they're not going to tell kids no. So they gave me, there's 9 positions in baseball, so, what do you do to an 8-year-old or 6-year-old? You make them sit there on a bench? I send them all out there.
Absolutely.
I make
here's the
positions
question.
up.
There you go.
Go play shortstop.
I like it.
Next to second base, right
I've
over
been
there.
there. I've been there. You're absolutely right.
Pretend
get
their
'em all
parents
out.
aren't watching. Pretend their parents aren't watching.
Yeah.
Are you a bad coach or are they bad kids?
It's a chicken and the egg, man. It's a chicken and the egg. No one's proven any ability whatsoever, so it's kind of hard to decide who's bad at what yet. I mean, the kids are not interested in baseball at all. I got a kid who brings a soccer ball to left field. Yeah. Charles brings a soccer ball left field. It's bended like Chuck in left field. While the rest of the Little League, the rest of the team are trying to. He's got his own coach. His dad's out there by him. Yeah. I got another kid who picks up rocks and throws them at the kids on the other team. That's the whole game. Big rocks. Good arm.
Then why not make him the pitcher?
You can't. You take the rock out of his hand, put a baseball into it. It's like pissing in the wind. He's all over the place. Put the rock back in. He's like a Middle Eastern kid, right down the middle every time. Just bam. Accuracy. Dangerous.
All of this is also, I'm assuming, on Steve's second Comedy Central
Yes.
special, Breaking Dad, on September 19th.
Yeah, that is. That bit I did for the special as well, yeah. It's amazing. I'm so excited about everyone getting a chance to see it. The special came out really, really great. And we shot it in Boston at the Wilbur, which is an unbelievable theater. And yeah, September comes out.
When you
Excited.
when you tape these specials or just do a larger theater, do you like to see the audience or do you like it kind of darked out? Is there a difference for you?
It depends on when I'm working stuff out.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know how this is going to go. I don't want to see anybody because
Really?
any like this is you're automatically in your head then. But when it starts to become a thing, a bigger, a more finished product, I don't mind seeing the first couple rows and this and that. But comedy's a sort of I feel like it's a better thing to happen in the dark, especially with the audiences in the dark. Because if you're in the dark and I say something that you may laugh at, but the person next to you doesn't laugh at, if you can't see each other, you do whatever you want to do. But
Sure.
if you feel awkward about I'm so and so's not laughing or that guy didn't laugh. It's an individual thing. I feel like it's better, in the dark. It's like, sex.
How many rounds, like sex, how many rounds before you know you're doing it right?
0. Oh, before you know you're doing it right?
Yeah.
I mean, it took me 18 months to get the stuff together. Yeah, about 18 months on all, covers all bases.
Where do you come down?
When you have that great set, when you're like, everyone was very happy with the way that set went, 18 months before the next
Got
one
it.
comes out.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see Benedict Cumberbatch recently? So the
yeah.
British actor
Yeah.
Sherlock, he's doing Hamlet.
Oh, really?
And he has begged people, please put away your stinking cell phones
it's a
in the
disaster.
audience.
Yeah.
Please don't text or tweet or film me
People
or
stop
answer your
Broadway
phone.
plays now.
Right.
Actresses on Broadway are like, time out. Put your phone away. Like, what do you have to do?
Should they be banned?
I think Madonna
No,
got
you should be
booted,
kicked
right?
out.
You should be kicked out because, like, we talked about this at the Masters, for example. I went there for the first time this year. Amazing.
Yeah.
Bucket list.
Yeah.
But they tell you, don't bring it in. If they see it on your person, forget about
Fine.
using it, you are ejected, they pull your badge.
Kevin Hart's stand-up tour this year, same thing. You bring your cell phone, and I'm talking about major like stadiums, like Staples Center. You bring a cell phone out, under any reasons, they take the cell phone, they take your ticket, and you're gone. Gone. No filming anything. This is a very when you're performing stand-up, or it's like an hour or 2 hours you have with that audience. This is a thing that's going to happen with us right here. Let's all be here, enjoy this, and then go off. And the memory is what, it's not the picture or the thing or the video that you'll never watch. Most people are just taking their cell phones out to get gotcha stuff. To get like, oh, he said this, and then I can put that out there, or hopes that, someone says something stupid and you put it out there. But for the rest of it, it's like, even when you go to kids stuff, everyone's got their phone out, they're doing the thing. Like, who's watching?
No one's
your
watching their
6-year-old
kids.
sing the Star Spangled Banner again. No one. Nobody's watching that again. It goes to the cloud. We're stuffing that up. I don't know, can you stuff the cloud?
You can stuff the
I
cloud.
really don't
Jam
know.
up
You
the
can
cloud.
stuff
It probably takes 18 months.
So,
It takes 18 months.
just relax, have fun, enjoy the moment. Put your phone away.
Tell us what we're going to enjoy, by the way, in our 7th and final season, Steve, on who's in it?
Well, Marshawn Lynch
Okay.
did the cold opening, and that I think the video's out there now. It's sort of, he kind of put to bed the Super Bowl comedically last year. We did a scene, and he starts the whole season off with, should he have thrown it? Should he have run it? So we deal with it in our own little way. And we've got some other great players. Obviously, Golden Tate is on the show. And Ike Barinholtz is Frank the Body Gibiotti's back. Leslie Bibb's character's back, and of course Jason Mantzoukas as Rafi and Seth Rogen have their thing together this year. So
Those episodes are crazy, by the way.
they are
when
nuts.
do
And this
one-offs.
year's I haven't even read yet or seen any part of, but it's from what I've heard. Which is what you want. That's what I want. I love watching that episode every year.
Don't they write them, right? Him and Seth
I mean,
write
it's
them?
like almost, Jeff and Jackie work with them, and they kind of write,
Right.
but it's never one that like we as a cast all get and thumb through.
No,
So like
and it has
when I
nothing
watch
to do
it,
with the season, really.
it's like its own little
Yeah,
thing,
it's
and they're
incredible.
going to. I mean, I'm sort of connected to it because in Rafi's mind, Brian is his best friend and probably the only person he would save in a fire. So for some reason, I'm now connected to this, but it's those episodes are always a blast to be able to just sit down as an audience member and watch.
On Twitter, Steve Rannazzisi.
Yeah.
I want to run down everything.
Okay.
All right. So Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
Second Comedy Central special, Breaking Dad, September 19.
Yes.
Yes. The League's 7th and final season. The
Yes.
premiere is September 9, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on FXX. Everybody dies this year at the end, right?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Yes,
Everybody dies. It is
All of us.
Red Wedding.
Red over.
It is a
Game
bloodbath.
over. Yes.
Yes.
Hit the reset button.
Beautiful. And your fantasy football team is not good.
No.
No.
Thinking
Were
about
you-
going with the Jason Pierre
Were you
pause.
legitimately scared of Billy
Jeez.
Zabka in that Buffalo Wild Wings commercial?
Oh, Zabka looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He looks exactly like he did in the
Karate
movie.
Kid, yeah.
And him and Machio. I have a house in New York, and it's not too far from where Ralph Macchio is, and I see
How
him
old
at
is
the
Ralph
grocery store.
Macchio?
1,000.
He's like, seriously, right? Because he did Karate Kid. I cut you off. He did Karate Kid at like 48.
Yeah.
Right?
I think he's in his 50s, and he looks younger than all of us. It's amazing. So, and Zabka, too. So I don't know what they were eating in craft service on that movie, but some sort of tonic, some sort of time-aging tonic.
Steve, thank you for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
September
Appreciate
9th.
it.
And I'm sorry, next time, Rich will be here. I promise.
I'm actually I prefer you.
That's a lie. He's a lying liar.
well, we'll
Steve
see.
Rannazzisi, The League, September 9th.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.